What's going on, YouTube? It's time for another little update. I just wanted to clear this trade, react to this trade, and so I do have something loaded up here. This, if you're not aware, I've been posting super consistently every day to the Pip Academy channel, and over there I go live maybe once or twice a week, 3 times a week, something like that. And so the last live stream we did, I believe, might have been Friday, to be honest. It's been a bit busy week, but it might have been last Friday. And we cover a trade on there that we take live, and it's a trade on gold. The trade does exceptionally well. We made 5K, something like that. I think it's like 5.6. But I'm going to briefly go over the stats, briefly, because I do plan to go over the full stats of the auto trader system that's been running. And so today we're just going to look at how that setup actually went, everything, because I make it a big point that all the trading doesn't need to be super exciting. A lot of the streamers you see these days are just, jumping for joy. And sure, we're making a lot of money, but at least this 5K, as much damage as it can do, this one trade is whatever. So I know it's been a little while, but we still been trading. We still been doing everything that we normally do. Everything is over in the Discord. A lot of people are sending me personal messages, but I mean, we all want to communicate in the group. Best to go over in the group. So a lot of the things here that I'm going to show you have just been more touched on in the actual Pip Academy channel. That will be linked somewhere here, just so you have access to that. Let me just double check one thing. Let me double check one thing. I wonder if I can change that. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, you might be able to hear me a little better. Just switched mics real quick. I'm not sure why we're toggling to the other one, but we're just going to jump into this. I don't want to waste too much time. Yeah, don't want to go through and waste too much time. I'll show you a trade that I'm in now. It's pretty slight. But this is the video, the Pip Academy channel, and this is the trade. So we're just going to scroll through it, touch on some analysis points that are made, some setups that are pretty well displayed, taken there, and just main focus on what happened on gold, because gold is still doing its thing. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna so this is a trade that was taken as well. We're looking to take the trade up into these areas. Oops. This is the setup. So this is on pound Canadian, and I'm a bit late to the trade opportunity. Obviously, we should have taken it at the 127 level when we were rejecting that, but I did get in a little later. Stop loss other side of the zone, and we're looking to take it up there. Might get about a risk 1 for 2, risk 1 for 1.5, something like that, something along those lines. But this is ultimately the setup that we have. We have about a risk of just under 5%. I'll show you in the Discord. real quick if I can pull this open. But this is the video that we made, the live stream for the gold trade. And ultimately, I woke up in that morning. I seen the opportunity. I took it when I was in bed, and I'm like, wow, I think this has the potential to run on as it was. We'll see how it's been running at the beginning. And so we take that trade opportunity, and price just goes in our favor. So this is about the beginning. Let's pull this up real quick. Yeah, so this is where we are. This whole indicator that we have going on here is available for free in the free trading package. Get that out of the way. So this whole thing marks up the whole price. I can go to different time frames and it will show me different layouts. So it shows me our daily levels that we're coming from, where, and it gives me the bias. If I want to change the bias, I can switch it up there. 4 hours is going to go ahead and repaint everything, tell us where our extreme levels are and stuff just like that. 1 hour, depending on whatever time frame you're looking to trade, it will show you relative opportunities within that area. So this is an indicator that I had built, and ultimately it shows the exact way that I would go about trading. And so this is one of the opportunities that we're taking. And this is just like the opportunity we took on gold, except for gold was a short setup. Gold was ultimately a short setup. Let's go here. So let me probably go like this. So now you got two of me. I had an appointment this day and I missed the damn appointment, but it's okay. So this is ultimately what gold is looking like. You can see it up here. This is gold 1 hour time frame, and we basically just entered our trade opportunity right here, 0.4, and it's right here. These pending orders you don't have to worry about. That's another test that I was running. And so you can see our gold trade here, March 20th, 2026. And we're currently up a little on this position. I believe I do add another one. And that is on another rejection that we see that's pretty nice. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it like this, the dual. I'm going to explain a little bit about this trade, why I'm taking it. And Alexa, turn the volume to 10. Everything like that, where I plan to get out. Today may not be too much of a long stream, maybe be about 30 minutes or here. But first, probably this that we're in. So whatever. We're in this trade, right? The trade is at 1500. I know we go back up towards break even, something like that. What it looks like, we are 20. You see how it goes, 1500. I'm just trying to scalp this position. You can see what the 1 hour projects with the Fibonacci. We have the daily level, the daily support above. Somewhere up there. And that's where the 127 and the 161 level are coinciding with at this moment. Really? Scalp? I don't. Right? We're up about 1600. This is a long stream. We cover a lot of stuff. But here we have different time frame. Daily, right? We're up 1900. I believe we go about 2200, and then we go back towards not exactly break even, but maybe just about maybe $50 in profit or something like that. Like we're about a few dollars, maybe like under $5 from break even. So yeah, we're in this trade. We're doing our thing. So I am wary. Daily time frame reproject, same thing. What was this time frame doing? So this was the daily. So the daily is not showing any Fibonacci markings. They are there, but they are not being displayed. Ultimately, just the levels for the highs and lows. Hold on. You guys are going to have to bear with me. Spend the morning a little. Let me do something. So I will close this trade on stream just because I do want to capture this for you guys. So I stayed in this trade a little bit longer than I was ultimately planning to. But we're up at about 1,500. Just a bit earlier before stream when I was just getting out of bed, we were down to about $800, something like that. So I do know, obviously, we do have this support area, previous support. This adds to the next trade that we take. Something like this. So I am wary that we can have some bullish activity, try to send this price back up, and I'm on the lookout for it. That's why we're here together. If you see it, you tell me. If I see it, I'll tell you. Now, this is what the Fibonacci breaks out as. Pretty amazing swing structure and like identification of the zone. Okay. We're moving on. Showing we did 61%. That is another reason this is the 30-minute time frame. So we can kind of just see that price went about mid-range of the first Fibonacci area, about 50%. Will be a 50% retracement. And we're just having momentum to the downside, so that's what I'm looking to capitalize on. It's supposed to be a scalping trade. I'll play it so we can understand the full analysis that at this point in time, few things are happening. Price is in line with the previous support, and price is at the negative 61 area. The negative 61 area for both the 127 and 161 and the opposite levels, the negative levels, I do expect price to reverse maybe very sharply at these areas. So that's part of the reason why I'm like, okay, I can potentially get out of this trade. But we also do have some areas that I think would be a good short opportunity just a bit above. So I'm willing to hold out. Just watch. But we're not leaving. We're just scalping. How much profit can this give? We're up 4,600, 4,700 pips. We have the potential. So boom. This is 5-minute time frame. Get a little closer. I'm looking to get out of the trade because we are approaching the end of the day. This is 17 o'clock. We can see at the bottom. You probably can't see. But let me see if I can do something about that. Nah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, bud. But 17 o'clock is where the current time is at. So the market is still going to close in what? I believe I was taking this about 10 a.m., 11 a.m., something like that. So this is, I want to say, like we're approaching about 12, 1 p.m. when I'm thinking about closing this. So I'm like, okay, price can come up to the 127 area. That's a good area. The 161 is a much better area given the fact that we have some wicks forming here, and then there's a huge push to the downside. Yeah, there's a huge push to the downside. So price can come up and try to re-interact with that last wick area. Try to mitigate some of the downward pressure that it just experienced, right? So that would happen right around the 161 area, right to where our position is. So we end up taking very good notice of that. Or a retracement back up to that 127 level, which is crucial. I would not want to wait up until that point. If we do break for any type of new highs, I'll exit. Because new highs is not really what I want to see. And that doji candle for the last 5-minute candle, it's not really good looking. Not really good looking at all. Okay. Price keeps doing its thing. So it says, honestly, I ain't even feeling it. So back up. It's just, I just need to verify the trade is doing its thing. These came out properly. And so I was building a code. I have a few code projects that I have that ultimately.
The market
process
moves
things
based
for
on
me.
money, not on news, not on rumors and stuff like this.
This guy's talking facts.
Foundational part is going to be the money that gets moved within the market. And the market is quite large.
Money. Money moves the market. Okay? Money. Not other factors. Not news. News is only impactful if people move money because of it. Does that make sense? If the news comes out with a new report that says boycott Walmart, money's just not going to flow in Walmart's direction. You know, the effect is only if money moves. Support, energy stops flowing too.
Let's put it that way. The market is quite large. Everybody who spends money is contributing. A 5-year-old child that spends money is contributing. Maybe not today, but by the end of the month, his funds are contributed, added up, and represented in the market. So what else needs to be adjusted for this?
Let's keep going. I finally finished that project about 2 days ago. So gold is pushing down to 2,600.
I think I lost everything I was just writing.
Should I release the edited versions that don't have all this silence in them? I have them, but I just don't do anything with them. If I should, maybe I should put them here, but I'm probably not going to repost them to YouTube.
Bruh,
Maybe I
I'm
could.
a little lost. Hold up.
I probably could. But let's see what price ends up going back. So that same indicator that I said you can get gives
good risk
alerts.
rewards. Let's put it that way. But I think that said, I don't remember what that said, but
Amazing alerts as to what
opportunity there. This one's
the trade
coming
opportunity is.
Down. This one's coming down as well a little. We can see what this looked like from the daily.
We're moving up just a little. I'll close this trade by the end of today because today's Friday.
Today even rejected the resistance.
Hold on.
Right around there. And like I said, if you ever want to change the trend manually, you can do it just like this. We also have the option to
this
go
was a trade I took on gold earlier today. Failed.
We can change the amount that's displayed.
This
we
closed
should be able
for a
to see
loss.
another one if it's valid. If it's not valid, it won't display.
This is the gold trade that won.
I have a lot of things running.
This
on my
is
computer
earlier
right
this
now.
week though.
A lot. But okay, came back with a
And I've been growing this account from about $8,000. So we're up. We'll have another video which we react to those numbers. But we'll see. You can see we're up about 2,000.
I think that's what it's doing. It's going to have to reset. Okay. So yeah, we might be able to close 2,000. That's probably what I'll do for this. If we can just
1
push
minute
down
time
there,
frame.
push down to 2,000, and I'll close this.
1 minute time frame, 161
to
level.
exit this trade,
resistance.
I
Identify
look like that
resistance.
6'7" dude from Philly doing this trade 300. Sure.
5 minutes level still there. And the point is that the market is always creating extreme moments. Okay? There's always extreme shit happen. When have you not seen a guy shocked about what's happening in the market? Extreme shit is always happening. And they happen at different scales, but they're always happening. So it's very important in the case like this. I'm gonna have to move this. Or I'll do
Not
in a case like this trade, we have a range. Things are average left to right. The key moments come when price moves down and moves above. And most cases, it's going to happen very temporarily because a majority of the market movements is consolidation. It's about 70% of the time is consolidation, left to right ranging. So look for those key liquidity grab moments, those spikes when the common man is in awe of what the market is doing. And so that is what that visually looks like in my case when I have the indicator measure the price swings and give me levels like the 127 and the 161.
trading is Bitcoin as well, but
So you can see price is retracing.
gold is hitting our 127 level. We're at $750 in profit. What did we start the stream with? We started the stream with maybe $1,000. Look at exactly what I said.
Hold on. We got to play it back just a little.
This came up with a result.
So gold going to our level, 161. We take a trade on pound USD. That one fails.
Not that. We just
But it's
triggered
okay.
this.
Trades
Stop
will
loss has been
end.
placed at
Trades will end in small losses, break evens, and small wins. That is a majority of what will happen. Those things balance each other out. What you're really sticking around for are the big winners. As long as you cancel out your ability to have big losers, the big winners will throw the account across and up. Very important. A majority of your trades will be small losers, break evens, and small winning trades. You want to stick around and survive long enough for the big wins, and those happen occasionally.
at the high of the interacting candle, and it should have placed our take profit at the negative 61%. But that is not the final take profit. We do have a
Gold!
that didn't have to followed its way back down to new lows, hit the target area. Because of this Fibonacci structure,
Yeah, so gold
from that
had that nice rejection over 161 level. Nice rejection of the 161 level. Amazing, right? And from there,
upside
goes down.
wick.
we do enter another
Interacting with the
position
level,
shortly
and
after
We should
on a slight
move
retest.
back down to new lows at this point.
The indicator speeds up analysis time. I can just come to
So,
the market and just
What I'll
look
do
at what
because
it's
of this
saying.
Fibonacci
and
structure,
I trust
think
it
we
way
were
more.
at about.
It's less
I'm gonna
open
set the
to
target to the negative 61%.
all the bias that you go through in doing your
We're
analysis
just
daily
up
and
about
weekly.
20, let's say comfortably 2,600 right here at the day lows. The day lows, right? This is the 19th, which was yesterday.
So yeah,
At this point,
we're gonna go through
we
and add
are
another.
going to move our target here. So make about 4,700 on this if we can slap into that target. And don't want to be getting greedy here. This one should be continuing. This should be continuing as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go do some things real quick, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes, and we'll
Boom. USD. So this is gold. So gold retraces a bit.
Where we're actually at.
And watch the whole stream. But this is a point where I'm like, okay, we have this bearish candle that rejected this area, and then we have a candle that ultimately just pushes straight down. There's no up wick, nothing like that. This is very synonymous with the case that I gave over here for our potential to retest into this area. So in a few moments, we're going to get that similar thing where we come back up to the bottom of this candle, retest it, and it's also just a retest of this 127 level, and we take that additional trade down. That's how that 700 or whatever
we'll
turns
just have to
into
tune in on the
56.
next stream and see where it is.
I was supposed to go to my
I think
appointment,
it's too good
but
of
I was
an
late.
opportunity to just close out too early at this point. I may let it run for a little while I go. Currently, using setup because of the indicator here. Alexa, stop. But that may be the end of it. I'm gonna let this run for a little bit long, and it's almost.
So boom, we're gonna get that little retest. And you gotta just keep in mind, the market is like the trickiest place in the world. Trickiest place in the world. Just accept that there will be tricks, and those are the places where you should try to place your trades. Not in the average stuff. The average stuff is too predictable. But I was trying to make my way to my appointment at this point in time, and they called me. I was more late than I thought the appointment was at a certain time, and I thought it was at 1:30. They called me and told me it was at 12:30. So that didn't work out. Price retraces back up a bit.
It says that's done.
Where do we take the other trade?
Where?
I'm pretty sure this goes to 6, does it not? Spoiler alert.
Real quick, I need to do something.
Yeah, it does go to 6.
Damn, have I really been doing that?
So yeah, we're still at 4 at this point in time.
This entire time?
This is what the markings look like.
I think it all has to be this.
Price is just still in a little consolidation.
Gold, what are we doing?
Just in consolidation. You have to remember, a majority of this stuff is consolidation. You just want to find those extreme moments. And that's why I have this indicator.
To my file directory.
Where does this 4 turn into 6? I drop another 20 on this.
Give this about 80 seconds or so. So we have these more recent ones, and then we just have this level here, then the extreme of that level. We'll see how far we get for today.
Is this when we go hit the target? We're not at 6 yet, so there should be some type of retest that
up and
maybe I was totally wrong, but there should be some type of retest that gets us into this.
And then there's just obviously the negative 27 and negative 61%.
Should be this. This is also a valid entry opportunity. The retest to this. I think it's going to be this one. The retest of this black candle. Sorry, the retest of the white candle before the black candle. Should enter a position just now.
So So we have a little bit of range that price can go back into. The max I'm going to hold this is to 3 o'clock. This has a 3 o'clock deadline.
Closed it before
This
3.
has a 3 o'clock deadline. We've been streaming since what? Since like 10, since like 11:30 maybe?
Oh wait, okay, I just added it. Watch.
Probably
watch.
add a slight another position here. Should we? Let's allow Alexa stop.
Did you see that? Did you notice that? It stopped the video. How does it have control of my computer?
I'll do that. Take another one there. That red line kind of identifies it. And so we just have 60 on the board.
Look, consolidation, deep candle. Always be aware of that one candle that is larger than the rest. No pullback, just straight movement. Those are a lot of candles filled with a lot of trickery. What can happen, not all the time, but is there's a retracement down to the range that started that push before rejection. So that's ultimately what we're banking on here. That pullback that I told you to this area here, got that there, of what was the 161 level rejection there. Same thing that happened there. So we had this range push, retest of that area, and then we had the push from this area, the turnaround, retest of that area, and then the same thing happening here that we're taking this additional trade on. It's a
32%.
netting account, so
We're
it
gonna
goes
look
through,
to just carry this
and
down for the next 30 minutes.
makes an average of the positions.
Whatever we
We're
get
up
by
2,300.
then. And the only reason I'll do it is because we had this bullish candle here, followed by the bigger bearish candle, which shows a lot of momentum.
Just what I was
We're currently
explaining.
basically retracing into that zone. It's not a 127 or 161% retracement, but it's just off the momentum that we had. Small candle, then followed by the big bearish candle, and a retracement of that. We basically came right back up into that level. So it says run it now.
Basic stuff, bro. I'm doing this and editing code at the same time.
If target is to get smacked, and it's just wherever we are at 3 o'clock, automatic close.
We're
And
pushing.
we'll take those profits.
We're pushing at this point. 3,000. And this is basically 20:35. That's the time. So the market's going to close in about 2.5 hours.
Something like that.
And then market just begins pushing. We're up 4K. And we're at 2042. So it's been 7 minutes and about $1,000. Just another day of light work, bro. And then within the next few minutes,
We made a
we're basically at the target. So if you look at this, if there were other Fibonacci's on here, this would probably be about a 38% retracement, something like that. Pretty sure that's my actual alerts going off. So it basically tells me that we're interacting with the 127 level. What is the risk to reward? This does need to be slightly edited, but it's giving on the ones of the hour close, they're correct. But yeah, we're just going to hold this. If we lose, we lose. I'm not worried about taking losses and stuff like that. But yeah, this would have been about a 38% retracement, something like that. Price came down and smashing into the lower supports.
in a pretty good entry.
9,700. Time,
Guys,
is that 2035?
we're
still?
back. Yeah,
It's
I
a
think
different
we are.
time frame.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Pretty sure we're gonna.
So yeah, we just slapped the target.
Hold on, this can be for a. We had take or God. Yeah, this is doing its thing. We're about to smack that target.
Risk 1 for 5.5.
5K in profit.
Risk
This
1
is
for
still running.
5.5.
We don't need that. Still making adjustments to the file.
Did I miss the
Gonna
close?
run that again. Oh, guys, we hit the target.
We just hit.
Woohoo! We
Yeah.
hit the target.
So then this updates
Discord.
there, and it updates in
Trade
the Google
closed.
Sheets.
For the win. We made 42% on our account. Wow. 9,000 pips. Original take profit comment, which is the exit price. That's the reason for exit. This take profit at this price. 4 hours. Hold on, this can be the adjustment. Guys, we have to wait for a little bit longer. Guys.
I thought I was going to
Wait for
finish
a
the
little
code,
bit longer.
but I didn't.
We hit the target.
So
Fucking amazing.
this does this, right?
So it
Target
says run
hit.
it now. We're gonna run this.
And we should see something
Let's
else.
check out
Just wait a
our
second.
results. Pretty sure we're up about $3,000. 3,000. Let me make some guesstimates real quick. So we're up about 3,800-ish, something like that. About 9,000 something was deposited. If we go to our sheets,
Wait for the sheets.
we can see it's not updated yet. Why is that? Well, guys, let's take a look at this together. Let's figure this out together. So, this is what the trade copier sends.
This is what it looks like at this point in
So
time.
yeah, the balance is not correct. This needs to be updated. I think when I refresh the page, it should update. Last update was 8:30 last night. Let's update this. 2:50 p.m., which was 3 minutes ago. Balance updated. This month we're up 50% on our account.
The
I'm
number
gonna change these
important.
numbers because these are not correct. No, I think this is right. The thing that wasn't right was this. I believe this should be 3, just 3, not dollars or anything, and this should be 58. But everything else should be correct. We have about this many trades, pending orders.
It doesn't show the trades. I'll show it right now.
Pending orders, that seems about correct. This is not correct. This shouldn't be a percentage. It should just be a normal number. But yeah, we're up. Last month we were down. This week we're up. This week we're up.
Let's just get through this first.
This week we're up. So you can see there are losing times, there are winning times. Sometimes you strike big. Sometimes you don't. You just gotta play the game, bro. It's a pay-to-play game, and sometimes you just gotta pay.
That's life. This is what the sheets says now. So this is what the win rate was covering for. I guess this week we just lost 2 positions. So this week would turn out to be something like this. We'll see how we trade, how we end up closing on this. I think we had a risk of... Interesting. Interesting. go. We have a risk of 0.74%. The risk to reward is not displayed because there's no target set. But ultimately, the week will, as long as this is the last trade, the week will still close in a win, a very small win. This month, we're still up. I think this is going to be the end of the month, so that's good. Canceled trades are just like pending orders because I'm testing something. That's part of the pending orders you've seen in the original video. But yeah, ultimately, these are the amount of trades I took for the month. And we have about a 50% win rate at this point. This trade is going to basically go over or under. But yeah, average risk to reward, an important thing. I'm not risking 1 to gain 2. I'm not risking 1 to gain 1. I'm trying to risk less to gain more. Win rate after P&L is 2.9%. Important thing, we're up. Well, this is best trade. We're up. Win rate seems quite low. But the risk to reward is what helps put us in place and keep everything operational. You know, obviously we're picking and choosing our trades. And like I said, a lot of the trades, like, I guess we're on a little bit of a win streak for the weeks. But even so, if I were to take more trades this week or whatever, this could have ultimately, like, there's a potential this could have been a losing week, you know? Still a winning month, but the other 2 prior months are just smaller months. That being said, that is ultimately how this whole thing goes down. This trade ends up closing. Does end up pushing back to the downside where it could have got in, but didn't. It's Friday. I just wanted to get out. Same thing with today on this trade here. I am going to hold this for a few more hours, about 3 more hours left in the day. And if this hits a stop loss, I'll just let it do its thing. But that's all there is to really say about this trade setup. Very clean setup off the Fibonacci. Let me go back real quick. Probably this is the better view. Some point in time right around here. Perfect view of what was taking place. And just that we have the setup. And yeah, we're going to take a closer look at the actual analytics, the actual trade features. Sometimes little things in there need to be adjusted or tweaked. So I can go through and do that as well if I notice anything that might be a little off. But yeah, we'll do another one in a bit. I do have a bunch of things in the work, obviously, that you guys are going to see more of later. But yeah, we're going to keep doing this.